We're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Mr. Juma, now please help us understand the feeding routine that you have right here in the farm. Kutoka ng'ombe waamke asubuhi until the end of the day. Talk to us about how you feed them during the different parts of the day.
We do the same morning and evening. That is silage, dairy meal, minerals, and molasses. That is AM, PM. Yeah. For the lactating cows. Yeah.
And in between the day?
In between the day, they have that one meal. Yeah. And in the paddocks where they are, there's plenty of grass. So they can always top up, you know, with grass.
Right.
Yeah.
What challenges would face a farmer in the event of overfeeding or underfeeding as well?
If you're looking at production, because whatever that you're feeding is what you're going to milk. So you have to work out which is the right amount for this particular cow. You cannot have a cow being fed on 28 kilos. That cow needs more because of the body structure. But for a Jersey, they just need that 28 kilos. And, you know, going up, you know, from 28, you want to feed 100 kilos to that particular cow, she's not going to eat the whole of that food. There will be wastage. Because when we work out on 28 kilos, we know that that cow is going to finish that food. And if we have to increase, you know, if we are feeding 10 kilos of silage, we can either increase by 1 kilo or 2, depending on how they are finishing or not. But we cannot just give them because we know that feeding them more, they will produce more. Don't feed them more until they can't finish.
Right.
If they can't finish, then you're wasting your money.
Right.
Because cows will not tell you that you've given us more. They'll just leave. And you can't do anything with the leftover food.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the 28 kilos, which is given to one Jersey a day, is it poured into the lot all at once, or some part of the kg is done in the morning and then another part of the kg is done later in the day? What
happens, once we've worked out the total kilos per group, all that goes into the feed mixer, and then it will be taken out. We've got feed boxes. That food is being put in a box. And we know that the 40 cows, whatever that we've put in is enough for 40 cows. And I know from the groups, we've got those greedy ones. And of course, they will eat more. And the weak ones will eat, but not as much as the greedy ones. Yeah. Great. But it is still the same. You know, we don't separate as in have these 20 kilos or that. We just work it out. And that is,
it's put at once.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any special requirements that we need to make sure we're achieving with our calves?
Once they are born, it is the colostrum, because the colostrum takes it all. They need that colostrum. For the first 72 hours, they need the colostrum. And then thereafter, they are now on to just the normal milk. And then after that, at 1 week or something, you start introducing them to calf pellets. And they will learn to eat the pellets until now they are fully aware that this is something that we will be eating. So we have the calf pellets, we've got the chaffed hay, and then they've got water. In each pen, there's 3 sufurias or buckets. One sufuria with hay, one sufuria with water, another sufuria with pellets. The 4th sufuria is for milk. And when we are now giving them milk, we take away the 3 sufurias so that they're only drinking milk, and give them at least 1 hour before the water, pellets, and hay is put back.
Right.
Yeah.
Any special requirements for breastfeeding cows as well?
We don't let our cows stay with their cows. We milk the mother, and then we go and feed the cows. They don't like stand there and then let the cows suckle them. We milk the mothers and then go and feed the cows.
Right.
Because by doing that, you know exactly what you're feeding to the calf. Because if she is meant to get 2 liters, you milk and then weigh 2 liters, yeah. Now you go and give it to the calf. At least you know that she's taken 2 liters. Yeah.
Now, lots of farmers will tell you that the cost of feeds is one of the reasons as to why they're giving up on dairy farming in Kenya. What advice can you give these farmers so that at the end of the day, you're still able to afford some feeds and also make some profit from your farm?
That is a very tricky question because I know there's no way you're going to save money. There's no way. You have to spend money to make money. And spend money in a good way. Because if you spend the money in a bad way, then you're not going to get anything back. Because if you are afraid of spending money to get the right feed for your cows, then you don't know what you're feeding your cows.
Right.
Your cows will not produce as much as you had expected. And that is why you find that people buy cows from farms. When they buy them, they're being told she's doing 20 liters. In a week's time, a farmer calls and say, she's not doing 20 liters because something has changed, and that is feeds. Because what she was feeding on here or somewhere is not the same as what they're feeding.
Right.
Because we have a specific dairy meal for our cows. And then that changes your production. You don't complain about the cow. Complain about where you got your feed.
Finally, let us speak on the aspect of climate change. We know that now we experience long seasons of drought and our animals still need to be fed. What can we do to make sure that in these seasons of drought and predictable weather, we're still able to achieve the dietary needs of our cows?
We've got people, we've been out, we've seen people doing it. They've got dams. They are harvesting rainwater. They are doing irrigation to the crops. And, we depend on what God gives us. Yeah. We've planted something and it is rain-fed. It's not irrigated. So without the rain, we can't grow a crop. But someone somewhere can grow a crop on irrigation. Yeah. So if you have lots of money, you can invest on, building dams and harvesting a lot of water to irrigate your crops.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Juma, for welcoming us to your farm, Rawhide. It's been an absolute pleasure learning so much from you regarding dairy farming and also about animal feeds. Thank you so much for your time. A great conversation on animal feeds that we were having with Mr. Juma all the way from Nakuru. And as we wind up the program, just to let you know, there are different systems when it comes to feeding your dairy cows. We have what we call total mixed rations. Hiyo ni mashakura, kumix kila kitu pamoja. And then we have component feeding. Hapo unaeka nyasi kando, concentrates kando. And then finally, we have pasture-based system. Hiyo tu ni nyasi na unaeka minerals hapo kando. But we'll get into this conversation deeper as from next week. Thank you so much for watching. Kuna mtu ameniambia nimevaa black and white na kaka ng'ombe Fresian, but thank you so much for watching. My name is Violetta Ngina. Goodbye.